Hey, good afternoon, folks. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. I almost said good morning because we normally do this about 8:30 or so in the morning, give you a weather update for the next several days across the entire great state of Michigan. But today, schedule was a little bit goofy this morning, so I figured, hey, let's take a look at the weather in the afternoon hours. Got a couple of things going on. Obviously, we've got the heat and humidity that I've been talking about for 7 to 10 days now. That's still on track for really starting tomorrow. Friday is the hottest day probably. Saturday very hot. Sunday in the southern third of lower Michigan probably still very hot, just almost as hot as Saturday and Thursday. And then a cool down, an extended cool down already showing up in the forecast. Let's get to it and show you what's going on. If you got any questions or comments, fire away. I thought I'd show you this right now, and you can see where the clear skies are. The thumb through the Saginaw Bay area, Saginaw Valley into the north, that's where the humidity is lower, and so the cumulus clouds are not boiling up. But when you get into this white area, that's where the cumulus clouds boil up, and that is because of the humidity at the surface turning into rising air, turning into cloudiness. Nothing turning into rain showers today, and I think we will stay 95% dry today. A very slim chance of an isolated thunderstorm. Now, here's the radar forecast. And one thing I will say is that we are in, we're in a clump of thunderstorm type pattern until we get into the hot weather that is capped, where the atmosphere is too hot for rain. I wrote a post about that on MLive yesterday. Just search something about too hot for rain, Torregrossa, and you'll find it, and I explain why that happens. But eventually by Thursday night we'll probably become capped, and that means Friday we can't have thunderstorms. Probably Saturday the same deal, but then by Sunday the cooler air is starting to come in. That'll erode the cap, and then we might go back to thunderstorms once again. So we're in clumps of thunderstorms type pattern today, Thursday, today and late Thursday. And the radar forecast on this model shows you that nicely. Okay, so we go through today. We're into 6 o'clock this evening. Nothing going on, but everything is starting to indicate that the next complex of thunderstorms will develop up here in northern Minnesota, and that's typically where it does develop when a hot dome is coming toward the Great Lakes. Now we're into 1, 2 in the morning, 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow morning. Gary, I know everybody likes dry heat, not 90% humidity, but sorry, that's not what you get here. Jill, air's not turning off. It's set at 72. You might want to bump it up a degree or so. Give it. Sometimes there's a break point where if you bump it up, even in hot weather, it will shut off occasionally. But this is the next clump of thunderstorms. That's 5 a.m. Thursday, and I would say that could race down across lower Michigan and could produce a line of severe thunderstorms. But the other thing to note about this kind of weather pattern is that at any one spot, at your house, at your cabin, or wherever you're at, that thunderstorm rolls through, lasts about an hour, and then it's done. So you get 23 hours of dry weather in a day, 1 hour of intense storms, and that's the kind of pattern that folks have a tough time deciding on what they're going to do. This is not a cancel your plans type pattern, unless of course you want to escape the hot temperatures outside. Yeah, Janice Glasser, yes, I saw that where Consumers Energy suggested 78 degrees. Like I said, as you bump it up, there's a point where your air conditioner may shut off. Here are the high temperatures today, and you're looking at upper 80s in the south and west, where that northeast wind is coming in. A little bit drier, a little bit cooler, but still about 85. Now we go to tomorrow, high temperatures, and you're looking at 90 from about Saginaw to Mount Pleasant southward, 92-ish in the Detroit area. This is Friday's high temperature, and I would say Friday is probably the hottest day, except in the south. Saturday may be hotter. Hey, howdy, RV Trevino with the Enye from Adrian. So 90s. Now this is Saturday, still 90s from Saginaw, Mount Pleasant southward, starting to cool off a touch maybe in the north because you're more into the thunderstorm pattern in the north. And then Sunday, and this might be a little bit too quick. This is from the Weather Service. I think you still could be in the 90s, say from about Oakland County to Lansing southward. Yeah, it's going to be hot for faster horses. I'm going to have a post on that for you. Monday, this is probably a little too warm on Mondays. A lot of stuff is showing 75 to 77 degrees or so. And then Tuesday, even a couple of degrees cooler. So what I'm trying to say is that this heat wave is fairly short in duration. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday. The farther south you are, the more it's 4 days. The farther north you are, the more it's 2 or 3 days. And then after that, it looks like some great weather for probably a week or so. Highs in the 70s to mid 80s, and not super high on the humidity either. There you have it. I'll try to keep you updated. This is the kind of pattern where I just have to watch the radar all the time, because that clump of thunderstorms, when it develops, can race southeast very quickly, can produce a quick burst of severe weather. This can be the derecho time of year, so it can be significant thunderstorms if they do happen. I'll keep you updated on that, and just keep it here on MLive. But otherwise, get ready for scorchers. Friday, Saturday, 90s, feeling like 100 to 110 degrees. Find a pool or find some way to stay cool. And don't worry, it's Michigan. It'll come to an end. Not like Florida or Texas, where you'll have it until September or October. That way, we'll have it just until Sunday or Monday. Nice feeling, huh? All right, there you go. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Have yourselves a great Wednesday afternoon. Thanks for joining me, and hit the share button if you can.